I'm going to start with a question for you, which is also a promise that I make you. And that is, what if you could have a file with dozens of professional grade, good-looking posts to last you for months of regular posting? And you could have all of that material ready in just a few hours. How would you like that? So as I said, it's a promise. This is what this webinar is all about. I am going to share with you my experience as VPR for my club, as VPR for a prospect club of which I'm sponsor of, and also as PR for my division. Taking care of all these roles means that I am in charge of many different social media platforms at the same time. And I could not possibly do all of that, take care of all of it, without a team, some sort of organization, and also the help of specific tools. The tool that I am presenting here today is Canva, which is a platform that makes it super easy to produce great looking posts. My focus will be on using Canva efficiently. And together we're going to produce a quick series of posts in line with Toastmasters International Brand Guidelines. We will then store them in an easy to access cloud file. If you like Canva, which I think so, you can find hundreds of videos through the internet on YouTube that will show you technical tips and tricks. So my focus here today will be on using the tool to serve us as VPPRs rather than show us random tips. However, we will see several tricks as we produce our material. We're going to spend 1.5 hours together this morning, and by the end of this workshop, my goal is to leave you with a box full of tools of the trade to help you improve your performance as social media manager of your club. We will spend the first 25 minutes or so to understanding what kind of content we need to post in order to attract followers and engage our audience. There are several different types of content and each fulfills a specific goal. Shortly, we will see all of them in detail. We're also going into a little psychology here because we need to understand the big why. And that is, why do people, and by that I mean also you and me, why do we spend time on social media? Let me share my screen. Just a sec here.
May the host please unmute Paola. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. It's muted again.
Okay, I don't know why, but can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, now we can.
Okay, so as I was saying, it is important to understand why we are going to be posting the certain types of posts, okay? But to understand that, we need to understand why people spend time on social media. There are many possible reasons, or many reasons why people go on Facebook. And, but there are basically 4 major reasons. Let's have a look at them in detail. The first one is entertainment. We all want and actually we all need some distraction from our daily routines. We need distraction from our work, from our family duties, or we might want something familiar to keep us company during certain times. Like yesterday, I was on a train for an hour and I used my Facebook to keep myself entertained, because our friends will share videos, they will share articles, and that will, keep us occupied and entertained. Which brings us to the next question, to the next reason, which is we are looking for news from our friends. Keeping up with our network of friends is a big reason. Have you ever considered how efficient Facebook can be in keeping us informed about what our friends or relatives are doing? We just came out of summer vacations, at least here in Italy. If we wanted to touch base with, say, maybe 10 or 20 of our friends and see how they spent their vacations, how long would that take us? Me? It probably would take me a whole day on the phone. Instead, just a quick check on my friends' Facebook profiles will promptly inform me about where they went, what they saw, the pictures they've taken. I would be informed if they went to restaurants and what they ate, even if the kids have behaved, and even if the pets went along. And best of all, I will get this much information for all of them in what, maybe a half an hour? I call this efficiency. So keeping up with friends has never been easier on one hand, and it's also something that we've come to expect from social media. Well, learning new things and finding, and especially finding inspiration, anything from a new recipe to a new diet, maybe latest song or book, our social network offers a lot of information, through what they share, actually, because they share articles, memes, or videos. So we also have come to expect to find inspiration and interesting content through social media. And fourth, we use social media to find out relevant information about people, groups, or even businesses that we're not familiar with. Let me tell you a little story here. Last November, my husband and I were on vacation in Portugal. We decided to travel from north to south and back. And we happened to spend 4 nights in Lisbon. And since that was a good chunk of time, I started wondering if perhaps there may have been a club in Lisbon that we could attend, a Toastmasters club. So I did look through Easy Speak, and I found an international club because we do not speak Portuguese. I thought that was great, but before we actually went there, we took a look at their Facebook page. We wanted to know, what kind of group they were, even what they looked like, what the venue looked like and where it was located. And especially we wanted to know what kind of mood transpired from their Facebook page. Well, we liked what we saw. We went and we had a great time. By the way, if you go to Lisbon, I suggest that you go see them. They're a great bunch of people. But what about us? What if a prospect looked at our feed? What kind of information are we conveying? Now that we understand the main reasons why we hang out on social media, we should jump on the other side of the fence, which is the publisher side. Again, as publishers, we need to ask ourselves another big why, and that is, why does our club need a Facebook page in the first place? We might already have a website or be listed in our division's website, right? So let's try and give an answer to that question. Okay, one of the important reasons is that a Facebook page, or any social page for that matter, allows us to become more than a faceless club, and it gives us the chance to interact with real people in our area. This is a huge difference with a website, which is normally perceived as more institutional, and distance. We can directly interact and reply to comments and messages. And here I would spend a moment to say that, by the way, we need to do that quickly, answer those messages. Sometimes, we are all busy. Sometimes we let maybe a few days or even a week or more go between receiving the message and answering that. We should take care of answering them very quickly, because that will boost our club's reputation as a trustworthy and reliable one. It is through interaction with people that we feel that they feel that there are other human beings behind the Facebook page who are willing to talk to them and answer their question. And this creates relationships with the community. In my division's official Facebook page, I get messages just about every week with requests from prospects. They're asking questions about clubs in their area or even about Toastmasters in general. We also have website as well with a contact us page, but we rarely get any contacts through the website. Here I have something that I just added for you, because I wanted to have a look at clubs in your area, in the Brussels area. And so I did a little research, and I typed in Toastmasters, and then I typed in Bruxelles. And this is what I've got. As you can see, the first three...
microfoon is out.
Ja, maar ik wil ook horen.
Ja, maar...
The first three results is we got Toastmasters International website and Europe website, and which probably have a very good CEO. The third result was the Belgium website, which is also very good. But what about the single clubs? I did not find in the first 2 or 3 pages, I did not find single clubs websites. However, I did find the website, the listings for their Facebook pages, as well as for, if you don't see it here in the pictures because it's below there, but also the ones that have events on Meetup. This brings us, I want to go back a minute because maybe I did not say something very important here, is that one other reason, which is a very important plus, is that Facebook page content is indexed by search engines. What does that mean? I'm not going to go into SEO and all the complex stuff, but it is important to know that content that we publish on big social platforms like Facebook, Meetup, Eventbrite, or even Google My Business will easily be found and displayed through search engines without any special need for SEO copywriting or money investment on our part. And I believe that this is a huge plus. So, as I said, this is what I saw here in my little research. Now I'm going to go into more detail about what we can provide, how we can provide value to our followers according to their needs, the ones that we just saw. Remember which ones they were? They were entertainment, finding out about friends, finding out getting inspiration, and finding out more information about places they didn't know about. So the first one really is entertainment. I know that as Toastmasters, we have great values, we have a fantastic method, and we're very serious, but we might also want to have a look at a lighter side, and perhaps make, if you or your team are a little bit humorous, you might want to get a little fun in there. Memes are very good for this. In fact, they have a potential of going viral. If you get it right, they could go viral, or at the very least, you could get a lot of engagement and a lot of shares. News. We already said about this. People want to have news about what we do and look at us and who we are. Posting what happens in our club is a very good way of doing this. It also shows our club's culture. Like many of us posted pictures of their Zoom meetings during lockdown. Maybe someone is still in lockdown or they're still posting or having Zoom meetings. Well, that, in my opinion, that showed, how to say that, resilience in the face of adversity. And that shows a club's culture. Also, we should take care to show how we celebrate, let's not forget about that, and how we recognize people as well. Okay, next. People would like to get information. We are used to getting information and also inspiration. If you are an English-speaking club or if you're a bilingual club, it will be very easy to share very good content, interesting content through Toastmasters International magazine. They have hundreds of very good articles there. So all you need to do is just go through the International magazine and decide to share which articles you're going to share. They also have a Facebook page which has word of the week and also good quotes about leadership, which you might decide to share as well because they are inspirational. I am going to show you in the live part of this webinar how to create a whole series of inspirational posts in a very short period of time that will last you many months of posting. These are very easy to do, and I'm going to demonstrate them today. Well, by the way, you might want to make them in your own native language if your native language is not English, because so you can integrate the ones in English that you can just share from Toastmasters International. Okay, do you remember that we talked about testimonials? I believe testimonials to be particularly relevant in social media communication. I have recently started a campaign for my division, both on Facebook and on LinkedIn, that showcase membership testimonials. And I do that through interviews. These posts are very successful, both with the public and also with the members that offer their interview because they feel that their story matters. They feel that they offer value to our followers and prospects who are looking to understand more about Toastmasters, who we are, and answer questions like questions they may have on their mind, like who is joining our clubs? What do they do in life? Why did they join? What have they found in Toastmasters? So testimonials from our club members is paramount, in my opinion. The posts that you see here are real posts. They are part of the project I just told you about. The format is these particular ones are for our LinkedIn page. I have a different format for Facebook. We're getting great results from this campaign. We're getting new page signups, questions from prospects, and between, I just checked, 400 and 500% higher engagement than any other kinds of post. I think that's huge. So I will demonstrate in the live part how to make very easy and effective testimonial posts in Canva, and I will also share with you the process that I use, which is the hardest part. Okay, so prospects who've been checking our updates and reading our testimonials and are interested in our content over time, sooner or later will start wondering if what we do could be a benefit to them as well. They will ask themselves, what can joining this club do for me? Well, we really need to make sure that we tell them. Let's not assume that people know just because they either went through Toastmasters International website, or they even looked at our website, or even at our Facebook pages. What we should be doing is sitting with our team, or maybe even with our club, and get everybody involved and brainstorm about the benefits and opportunities that we see in Toastmasters. Then we need to break those down in just a sentence at a time and come up with key messages. Look here. The key messages in this one are: master online communication, fast forward your career, find your dream tribe. These are 3 examples of single benefit messages which are taken from a group of 30 more posts like these. They are the output of a project that I was part of. Here they are. The project name is the Moonlit Project, and which is an HPL that has gone through the exact same process that I just described and came up with about 30 key messages. We actually performed a SWOT analysis during that process and went through strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats regarding Toastmasters, and distilled 30 value propositions in the form of key messages. I did the posts for the key messages on Canva, the ones that you see there. These posts are in English and they are free to use by all clubs. If you like them, by all means, use them. At the end of this presentation, before the 5 minutes break, which we're going to take shortly, I will share with you the link where you can find all the output materials of that project. By the way, we're currently working on creating a database with the templates of these posts so that you can easily modify them to suit your language, for instance, or your needs. As soon as the templates database will be ready, you will find it together with the rest of the material right there at the link which I'll share. Okay, so let's look at the Canva platform. I will cover its main features, and then I'm going to show you how to import Toastmasters logos and color codes into the Canva platform so that you have them ready to start working on the visuals. There are many reasons why I think Canva is a fantastic platform for graphic design. And the first one is that it has the most generous and comprehensive free plan I know of. Most platforms give out stingy and restricted free plans. Canva will allow any club or division, for that matter, to produce excellent quality material without spending 1 cent. Of course, if your club can afford 110 euros per year, by all means get the professional. Because it will provide more than 60 million royalty-free pictures, more than 50,000 professional templates, and 3,000 fonts. It will also, and this is the real difference, provide a complete brand kit where you can set all brand colors and logos and fonts. The free plan has all of this, but to a lesser extent. Especially the brand kit is rather restricted, but I will show you today how to get around that on a free plan. Okay, what else can I tell you about Canva? First, you can achieve great looking results even if you have no prior graphic experience. I think this is very important. Professionally made templates are very simple to personalize. The best part of your work can be done just by, taking things, dragging and dropping. It has multiple sharing options, which is also very important because you can directly download your ready content, the material you have prepared just to your social media directly. So you can download it right into and post it right into Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. You can store it, download it, and store it into your computer, or better, and I will demonstrate this, you can upload it and save everything in a cloud-based system like Google Drive, and I'll explain why I think that's a better choice. All right, before we start the live demo, we need to take care of two things that will be needed to produce posts that are on brand for us. We need to download our logos and write down the exact color codes as recommended by Toastmasters International Brand Regulations. If you are a brand new VPPR and you have not done so already, please check the brand portal, which you will find under resources on the Toastmasters International website. Here you will find all materials and guidelines that are going to make, actually they are necessary for you to properly carry out your task and your role. All right, so let's get our logos first. As you see the arrow there, you click on logos and design elements, and the second page you see on the screen will open. Here you find a list of all logos and elements that you can use in your communication. Please note that logos cannot be changed in any way. However, you can find all do's and don'ts in the brand manual. These logos here are in zipped files, so you will need to download and unzip them first before you can use them. And then I recommend that you just store them in a file in your computer because we will need them in Canva. Here's the brand manual I just told you about. It has recently been revised, and it is, in my opinion, done very well. The colors have also been revised. So we're now down to 3 main colors plus an accent color. The main ones are gray, blue, and true maroon. As I already said other times, I don't like the word true maroon, so I will use I will call burgundy, so bear with me. The accent color is called happy yellow. You will need to set up these exact shades in Canva, and to do that, you will need the hexadecimal codes, X codes, that are listed right above the colors. You see the arrow right there. By the way, these colors are all in the brand manual. I said it, but I just repeat it. So that's where you find it. What can we do with just 3 colors? This is a question I've heard before, and it may seem like a very restrictive palette, but it is not. All the posts that you saw earlier, the ones in the Moonlit project, are done using this 3 colors palette. So this part of the presentation is done. We're now going to take 5 minutes break, and so that I can get set up for the live part. But I would like to announce to you that there is another webinar which is held by a professional social media manager that is the next very important tool of the trade besides Canva. After you learn how to make your posts, what you're going to do with them. And it's about the content calendar. It is a 45 minutes webinar which explains why you should use a social media calendar to make sure that you can post regularly and without undue stress or time consumptions, because that's also important. In that webinar, she explains what is the difference between content strategy and content plan. She explains how to choose the right format and the right tools for content plan creation, and also how to turn your content plan into a secret weapon and not a burden. The webinar is held by Olga Strikova, who is a social media manager by profession and also a Toastmaster. If anyone is interested in our webinar, please write your name and email in the chat box as we take the break, and you will be notified of the next available date. By the way, it is a free webinar, even though she is a professional. All right, 5 minutes, and I will be back and set up to get started. Thank you.
You may want to stop the recording, maybe.
I ask you because they will be useful as I explain things.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Because I don't have that possibility at this moment.
Ah, you don't. Paola, you should be able to, because everyone is.
No, I can post, but I cannot post files.
Ah, files.
Yes, yes, there are 3 files that I want to share with everyone here today because they are important in understanding the process of the things that we're going to do.
Mm.
If not, maybe we can mail them later.
Let me see more. Do you know how can I do it?
I think you can make me host or co-host.
Okay, make co-host. Okay, yes. Okay, I've made you co-host.
Let's see if that happens now. If I can add. A file. No, I still can't. I don't see how I can do that. Well, okay.
I can try and
let's go on with the webinar, and I will. We can send them later. What they are actually are a list of famous quotes. Maybe nobody needs them because they already have them. Then it's how to organize the interviews. We talked about interviews and testimonials, and since the most, let's say, the hardest part really is how to organize the work. I've made 2 files. In one, I explain how to do the interviews. So I share with you the document that I give my VPPRs to actually perform the interviews, and then also then another file how to organize then the work once you get the interviews. I will just talk about it, and the files I cannot post, so it's okay. Maybe we'll send them. So I'm going to share my screen now. And here we are in Canva. Turn this off, so that's better for me. All right, so as the slogan says, design anything. This is exactly what you can do in this platform. Let's have a look at a couple of tabs at the top of the page first. Okay, here you see templates. There are hundreds, I mean, not hundreds, there are thousands, as I said, of templates of different kinds. We have social media templates, we got personal, we got business, like this presentation here was done in Canva. You can do infographics, you can even make prints for t-shirts, like maybe you want to have a special t-shirt made for your club, you can do it here in Canva and then have them printed. So they really have everything. If you want to learn more about Canva, don't worry. Here, Canva has an official page, program really, with courses and tutorials, very well done tutorials about all that you really need to know about getting started, and even a few tips and tricks. And then, of course, you got the internet. And the plans, I'll just go very quickly over this. We have the free plan, which what we're going to use today. We have the pro plan, which is $8.99 per month or $110 per year. We don't care about the enterprise. Okay, so this is it. And you can see all the different features. You can have a look at that. We're going to start with the brand kit. The brand kit is very important because it allows us to set the colors. What does that mean? It means that these colors, as you see over here, where it's written at the bottom, Toastmasters brand colors, will follow you every time you make a new post These will follow you along, so it will always be handy for you. In the free platform like we are using today, we are only allowed 3 colors. And if you were on the Pro plan, there would be no limit to that. Let me see here. So today, now we're going to add, I left this one blank because here we have the blue, the burgundy, and there should be the gray, which we don't have, but let me find where it is. Here it is. I have the number for it. All you need to do here is type the number in it. And if I can't find it, I wrote it somewhere. Here it is, A9, B2, B1. What did I do? Sorry, this is a live thing, huh? So I'm bound to make mistakes. Bear with me. Okay, there it is. So you added the gray. It's the hexadecimal code that we find in our brand kit, in the Toastmasters brand manual. If we were to want to add the yellow, which is the accent color, and we did this, look what happens. They don't let us do it because we need to go on to the Pro plan. But I will show you how to get around that here now on the on Canva. The next thing we want to look at are our logos and badges. Normally, if you're on a Pro plan, you would add them right here. But again, we can't. So what I suggest that we do, which is a way of getting around our problem, is we are allowed 2 folders. I used 1 folder for logos and badges. I uploaded those same logos that I downloaded in my computer and unzipped. I then uploaded them here, so they're always handy. And also another second folders for callouts and taglines. Callouts are useful to use in your post, you know, to identify maybe a text or to put more attention to a picture or text and so on. Whereas the taglines are our mission and our purpose, where leaders are made. Okay, so now we have set up the basic things. We can go and start a template. We go over here and we see that there are the social media templates are right here at the beginning. You can do anything from Instagram to LinkedIn to Twitter, anything. For this particular demo today, I'm only going to concentrate on Facebook. So I will click on this and get into the editor. So here we are in the editor, and I want, for those who are not familiar with Canva, I'm going to go through it very quickly. In the editor, you find the blank Canva, which is the right size for Facebook. So you do not need to care about how many pixels the Canva need to be, because Canva takes care of it altogether. We're then going to look at here. Here are all our templates. There are 50,000 of them on the Pro program and 8,000 in the free plan. So there's very many to choose from. And so I suggest that you use here the search box to refine your research. Uploads is the next tab down here. And here you find all those logos and taglines that you have uploaded. Plus, if you have pictures, you will find them right there. If you have personal pictures, I mean. Photos, we need to spend a moment here on photos. 60 million of them. So again, it's a huge number, but not all of these are free in the free plan. How do you know which ones are free? All you need to do is hover one of them with your mouse, and you will see here that it says free. This one has a little crown, and it also says Pro, which means that if you are to use this picture, you will need to pay. It has a grid over it and also a watermark. You can still use it, But then when you go to download it, it will say, it will ask for your credit card and it will ask you for €1 or $1. So if you really, really, really need to use that particular one, well, then it's up to you. Otherwise, there are just millions of them that you can use without using that one. Let me see. To get more free pictures, so you don't have the problem of seeing which ones are free and which ones are not, Canva has recently integrated something really, really useful, and I'm going to show it to you now. You go all the way to the bottom here in this in these tabs, and this new section opens. Here you see it says Pexels and Pixabay. Pexels and Pixabay are two individual platforms, standalone platforms. I mean, they're not Canva, where photographers from all over the world contribute free pictures. So they have also millions and millions of pictures, and they're all free to download. It used to be that you needed to open another tab in your computer, go on to Pexels, choose your picture, download it into the computer, and then upload it into Canva. No more. Canva has now integrated Pexels right into itself. So all you need to do is click on this, and now all these pictures that you see here, they are all free because they come directly from Pexels. I think this has been a very great addition to the free program, to the free platform. We have elements. This is a fun thing, okay? I invite you to have a good look at these. You have shapes, lines, stickers, which are GIFs, actually. Look how cool that is. And it's also in the free plan. What about these? These are also interesting, which are the frames. I'll just show you one. You might have seen posts with this, where there is a computer, and perhaps here you have the pictures maybe of your Zoom meetings. And you can just add a picture in there, and it will just fit right in. See? Very easy, drag and drop. So there are a lot more in the elements. I just will leave you to do that, to look at it on your own. It's there's, you know, some fun to be had here. Let's delete everything. There. Then we have text. In text, you have regular, and we'll spend a moment on text also because we have a specific text, branded text for Toastmasters. Here you had heading and subheading and body, etc. In Toastmasters, we have Gotham font, which is a paid font. It's not a free font, so it's not available in the free version of Canva. However, in the brand manual, they do suggest two types of fonts that can be substituted by Toastmasters. And one is Open Sans, this one, and the other one is Montserrat. So you might want to search for these in your search box here and keep them up here, because those are the two branded content, branded fonts that you can use. Other than that, here you can, if you're not doing something that is branded, but if you just want to have some fun, all you need to do is just drag and drop the writings that are over here, the fonts, which have already been professionally designed and also matched. So you might find, besides those big ones, you'll also find, say, like this one and that one, they go well together, like 2 or 3 different kinds of font that go well together. All you need to do here is just type on them and personalize them. So again, all very straightforward and simple. This is also another fun feature. You can add music to your posts. There's very few tracks here that are free, but there are a couple of them. You can play with those. You can add videos. There also are videos, free videos that you can use, or you can upload your own. And then there's backgrounds. This is also an interesting one. Now look here what happened. Over here at the top, we have our 3 brand colors that we set in the brand kit. So they will always follow us around, okay? So it'll be very easy for us to be on brand with Toastmasters, thanks to the brand palette. Okay, so let's get started with the very first, with the making of the very first post. Let's go back here to templates and just decide what kind of post we're going to make. Today we're going to make 2 different kinds. The first one is going to be inspirational posts, and the second one is going to be the interviews and the testimonials. Let's go with the inspirational quotes first. Here, as I said, there are so many templates. You need to kind of decide to cut down on the choice. And here you are returned all templates which are good for making inspirational quotes. I am choosing today this one for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's one of the easiest ones to deal with. And besides, it's also quite scenic. I mean, it has, it's cute. And so it is a good one to start with. The first thing we need to look at is that we need to change a few things around here. First thing we notice is this background is not in our colors. And also we need to check if the fonts are on brand. This one is Montserrat, so it's on brand. This one is Laura and it's not, so it will be changed. Let's start with the background first. Here are our Toastmasters brand colors, and we can choose just by clicking on one of them, the background will change. How about the burgundy? Now, since the background is okay now, let's go to the fonts. Here we're going to change it to Montserrat. There. And we might as well change to Montserrat as well, this one. Okay, now fonts are okay, and color and the background color is okay. We still need to change the color of this writing here. Let me see if where I wrote the yellow color here. There it is. Okay, I'm going to show you, since we could not add the yellow in the brand kit, we are going to use it here. We go to the text color, and here on the search box, we will type the X code of the yellow, which is F2DF74. There it is. Now this color here will accompany us throughout our post. So there. Now the colors are okay, we're all set. What are we going to do? This is the most important thing is, since these are going to be posts that we might do in advance, we might want to create several of them, which is also the promise that I made you at the beginning, now that I was going to show you how to make many posts all together to last you a long time. Say that inspirational quote posts could last, say, you could choose to make, say, 8 of them. So if you post once a week, that will be 2 months, okay? So let's make 8 of them now, and I'll show you. Maybe someone keeps the time. Now that our template here is ready, we will see how long it takes to make 8 of these. But first, we will need to make a couple of choices. Let's say that since this is going to be a recurring thing, we might want to call this something like this, okay? Now the template is ready. To make many of these all together, you need to use this function here. You go over here in these 3 little icons here on top of the pictures that you see. The middle one says duplicate page. And look what happened. It duplicated that template. So we're going to do it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we have 8 pictures altogether, 8 posts all the same. Okay, 8 templates. What we will do now, we will need to decide, have 2 things. One we need to have already, which is a collection of quotes. So you need to do a little bit of homework ahead of time. That was one of the files that I was going to share with you, because I have one with 60 or 70 quotes. I will send it to you through email if you wish. Otherwise, now I'm going to have a little reduced one, because I'm not going to do all 8 posts, because I'm going to bore you and there is not enough time. I'll just do a couple of them to show you how to do them. But so you will need to have all your quotes ready. The second thing that you need to have decided already is what kind of backgrounds you want. So if you're going to have generally inspirational quotes, you might, for instance, go for sceneries and decide beautiful sceneries are inspirational, and they will go with, and they will match my my text. If you have, say, quotes about leadership, you might want to choose a different kind of pictures, like teamwork, someone speaking in a meeting with people listening to him, or maybe a tracking guide with people following him, anything that has to do with leadership. Okay, so that's really up to you, but you need to know ahead of time what you're going to do, because there are 60 million pictures here, and I guarantee you, I really guarantee you that it's going to take a very long time for choosing pictures. If you don't know exactly, if you don't have a plan, if you know what you're going to do, it's going to be very quick. So for this demo here today, we have 8 posts. I'm going to choose 4 different categories. One is going to be mountains. I already have one, so I'll choose another one. Then the second one is going to be libraries. The fourth one is going to be cities. And finally, I'm going to have flowers. Okay, how long will this take? We'll see. So the first thing we need to go is decide the pictures. We say we wanted mountains. You go in the search box there, and here you kind of look at which mountains you like and are free also. I'll use this one. All you need to do is come down here and drop it. Now, first thing, you double click on the picture, because you see that the picture is larger than the Canva of the post, so you can move it around and actually decide how you're gonna set it up. I like it like this. Then you might decide if the back color here is okay, or if you want to change it. How about this? It could be, but then you would need to change the color text. How about this one? I like it this way. So let's move on to the next picture. We said we wanted libraries. Oops, we need to go to photos and search. I already have them here, so I'll just go like this. Libraries. Here you have a whole bunch of libraries. You can choose. Let's see. Oh, I kind of like this one. Oops. How's this? This is cute, huh? I might choose, let's see, this is also free, so I might choose this one, because it also has a person that has a library, but it's also interesting because there is a person. Then we said we wanted cities. Cities, you might also choose, you know, a specific one. There, how about Brussels? We have it there, don't we? There. Okay, and now I will choose one that's in Italy. I will choose Rome. Let's see, I'll choose this one, is free. Oops, there. That's also beautiful. So now look, how many have we got already? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We forgot one of the mountains up there. 7 and 8, we need flowers. So this is what's going to speed up your work. because if you don't have your plan ahead of time, as I said, you're going to spend a lot of time here. You go over here. Oh, if this happens, sometimes it does not fall in the right one. All you need to do is hit the back button there, and it all goes back to normal. To really make it go in the background, you need to go from underneath on the left side. This looks pretty good to me. And then I will choose, what about this one? This also looks great. But let me see. I wanted to show you a little trick here, and I'll use this picture for that. Okay, so this one, you see that the main subject of this picture is behind the background of the writings. So what are you going to do? The first thing that you could check is if you can move it this way. Let's see, it's still back there. It's better, but it's still back there. So what you can do is you go over to this menu here, which is the menu of the pictures. And you can do a whole lot of things here, but let's use this one today, which is flip horizontally. And you see that now the picture is flipped and you can move it, and there, you've got it. This is a very useful tool, the flip function, especially when we will get into the interviews, because you're going to have to kind of modify the pictures to fit into their right slot. And sometimes people will give you pictures that are skewed all to the left, all to the right, so you will need to work with them. So remember, flip. Okay, now we have all our pictures backgrounds done. Now what we need to do is copy and paste. That's all that it will take. So let's start with this one. All you need to do, look, is just go over here, cancel this text, go to your file, copy, go back, oops, go back over here and paste. There it is. Now, this one is a little bit longer, this sentence. So this little element here might need to be moved. So what you can do is move this out of the way, move it down a little bit, or you might delete it altogether. You might say, well, that I don't like that element there, so I delete it. Look here, to put it back, see, I moved it, but there are guidelines that will tell me how to get back. Look. Here, now we're centered. See that guideline in the middle. So Canva helps you through guidelines. You cannot go wrong. Now we'll need to change the name, give the credit to the right person, who is, well, Mahatma Gandhi. Copy here. And let's see, because there. And paste. All right, so that's done. I'm not going to show you all the other ones because anyone can copy and paste. The important thing is just to have all your quotes ready so you can copy and paste. How long did this take? Let's give it another 5 minutes for copying and pasting all the rest of it. How long, can someone say how long this took? I don't see the chat.
Paola, there has been a recurring question, which is how do you insert the Toastmaster logo?
Okay, we're going to do that. I can do it right now. I was going to do it in the interviews, but we can insert a logo right here. We go to our uploads here where all the logos are. Okay, we might want to insert a new logo, which is this one. This is a brand new logo. And also this will allow me to show you another thing that you need to know. If I go like this, take the logo and go over here, look what happens. Because Canva reads the logo like a picture. So it will substitute it as a picture. So in order to avoid this, well, first you hit your back button and you go back to normal. You click on the main picture here, you select it, and then you'll hover here to the right where it says lock. and you lock it. Now you cannot do anything to this picture. And so you can move your logo over there without any problem. Okay? So here you would resize it to the way you want it. You put it where you want it. Again, here there are the guides, the Canva guides, which are going to show you where it could go. We might want to put it up here on top. This may not be the best logo because you don't see it very well. So you play with the logos a little bit and decide which one you're going to use. Okay. So remember just to lock the picture before you put in the logos. Otherwise, it will just read it as another picture. You can always click back on the picture and unlock it. Lock it and unlock it. It's very easy. Look, lock and unlock. Okay. So this is very easy. In about 10-15 minutes, if you take a long time choosing your pictures, 20 or a half an hour, you will have 8 posts ready. You can have even 10 or 15 or as many as you want. When they're all ready, you might want to download these. You go over here on the right hand corner where these little dots are. Let me move everybody here. Let me move this over there. Okay. And you see there is a download. Since we have 8 pages here, it will say, do you want to download all 8 pages or which one do you want to download? For instance, now we only worked on 1 or 2, so we might just choose the first 2 and then keep everything here on Canva when we're ready to go back to it, maybe tomorrow or in a week or whatever. If we're all ready, we just say all 8 and download them. But there is another thing that you can do, which is the one that I recommend, is you go on Share, 3 dots here, and you will get to Google Drive. You will have already a file done, a folder ready in your Google Drive. I call it Canva Demo, and that's where we're going to upload all our pictures to. Look at how long it takes. It probably takes what? It depends on your internet connection and how many pages you've got, but it might take, what, 30-40 seconds. And the reason for this, that I recommend doing this instead of putting it into your computer, is that your computer is your computer. What about your team? If you work with other people that could be, you know, helping you, it may be a good idea to share your work with everybody. And so putting it up on Google Drive would really do the trick. And then it's also good for interviews because I will show you something else. There they are, okay? And there you are. You got them all ready to go. Now back to Canva. Are there any other questions on up to here? Okay, so we're going to move to the next kind of post.
I just wanted to say, because there is another recurring question, but it's mainly for me. We are going to share at the end by email the recording and also the material that Paolo is going to share with all of us, so don't worry.
Oh, okay, okay. Can I go on? Because time is kind of getting short.
Yes, please.
And I want to get to interviews because interviews really is what I really believe it's going to be very good for our clubs, for our divisions, and even for Toastmasters in general. So we're going to start with a fresh post. In order to do interviews, you need to have some homework ahead of time, which is what you will get through the mail. And that is, you need to have a format for the interview. So you're going to have a format with questions and instructions on how to return the interview to you. How long should the interview be? Now I'm going to show you one. Let me see. Here it is. This is what you're going to get, the demo interview. This is a real interview, by the way. The name is not. So this person answered these questions. How did you get to know Toastmasters and why did you sign up? And the other one was, would you give me a real life example of new skills you learned in Toastmasters? The answer is about 250 words, but we actually care more about characters than words because of the posting. If we're going on Facebook, we have no restriction, we have no problems because we can post up to 60,000 plus characters. I think it's 62,000 or something. So you can even, you know, write a book or something. On Facebook, no problem. But for LinkedIn, it's up to 1,300 characters, and this is $14.97. So this could not go on LinkedIn. It could only go on Facebook as is, or else you need to work on it and or ask the person to shorten it, or you do it, or the person does. Okay, so
Paola, if you are showing something we cannot see.
You're not seeing it?
No, we can see just the blank Canva in Canva.
Oh, that's too. I thought since it's on my screen you could see it, but you can't, huh?
We see the empty Canva board.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm showing it on my screen, but however, you don't see it. So I'll go on. I'm just explaining to you anyway. You will get it in the mail. That
Paula, if you
interviews. Pardon me.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt you. On the top left of the screen, if you select the desktop option to share, so anything and everything you keep on moving on a desktop will be visible to us, unless only the screen that you want us to see. So you'll have to share your desktop rather than a specific application.
I thank you very much for this suggestion, but since time is really running out, I think I will just explain to you and then you will see it, because if I don't know how to do it right now. Okay.
I think that works. Thank you so much, Paula.
Thank you so much for the suggestion, and I will look into it for the next time that I will do a workshop. Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Paula.
So we saw that about that. Let's first choose a template, so then I will explain more about the interview. The first template to get good templates, we still use the quotes templates because they are good for interviews as well. You could get, say, this one, for instance, which works well. I use this one for my division for Facebook. You could use this one. This one has 2 pages, so it would give you more space. Or another one that you could use, say it's this one. Now, what you see here is that 2 things in this particular one. One is that it is a paid template because it has these grids and this watermark. But the only paid element in here is the picture. So that means that we can use it because we're not going to use that picture anyway. We're going to use our people. So that picture will go out and we'll replace it with our people, so we can still use this template. Another thing that I'm going to show you with this template here is that if you put in a picture there, see, this is a color picture, but it turned gray because, again, I click on the picture and up here I get the pictures menu, the one where we found flip earlier, and you will see that there are filters that you can use or you can remove. So if we go to none, we remove the filter, the picture goes back to color, okay? So that's another one, filters. You can change the filters like you can do in Instagram, like you can do, you know how to change filters. Okay, there. So our interview now is long, 250 words. As you can see here, these are maybe 40 words. So what you need to really do now, the process that you need to go through is go through the interview and find the most important part, what you feel is the most important message of that particular testimonial. I'm saying this because people, see, if you get many testimonials, people sometimes may say things are similar, but each person is different. So if you read carefully, you will find something original in each particular testimonial, and that is exactly what we want. So you will need to go through the interview and take one part that will be between 40 and 50 words, no more than that, and then you would copy and paste it right here. I will do that even though you won't see my text here, I will do it. And show you how to do this. Very simple, just like we did before. All you need to do is copy and paste, see if it needs to be adjusted, see if you need to shorten the text a little bit. Here you would put the name of the person. Another thing I do is here I put the kind of job or profession this person does, because people want to know why, who are Toastmasters? What do they look like? What do they think? Why are they in Toastmasters? And what do they do in life? So that's a very important information. And besides that, I also here would add the city. So this is my suggestion. Then you are free to do whatever you feel is best. But this is working very well. So that's why I'm trying to share this best practice. Here, you would also want to insert, well, by the way, let's change the background here. How about this one? You can play with backgrounds and color and text colors, of course. Also, if you want to use, these are all things that all word processing programs have, so you know them. You just work with text and make it the way you like it. Now we're ready for inserting also a Toastmasters logo here. I would suggest, okay, first thing, I will lock the picture. This is a good one for interviews, but feel free to use the one you want. You might put it on the picture, or best even, you can find a place here. You can make the text a little bit smaller perhaps and put it underneath here. I just wanted to show you, let's see, another template, since we only have about 10 minutes, which I thought was good, and it's this one. This one is an interesting one. Now we need to change the colors, of course, and also it's a paid template, but of course only the picture here is a paid one. This we don't need, so we just remove it. It will ask you, do you delete the elements? So which means just the writing, or do you want the entire group? And we delete the group. Then we resize the text to fit. Okay, now we have everything ready. We need to change the colors here. So let's go for this. And how about this? If we change that, say maybe to gray, maybe, okay, I'm just going fast, so then you decide which ones are the best. But I want to show you something. There are more than one, let's go back. There is more than one element here, which is yellow, which is this one and that one. When there are more than one element which are colored in the same color, there is one trick to change them all at the same time. You click on the one that you want to change the color of, you click on the color, oops, sorry, and you go here in our palette. Here we'll choose to go with the gray, and then move all the way down here at the bottom and toggle this choice, which says change all yellow to gray. It will not change the color of the text, but it will change the color of all elements. And if you have 4 or 5 or 6 elements, this is a quick way of changing everything all at once. Then we will put one of our uploaded pictures in here. Say we wanna, this is it. Now here, we have the same problem that we had before. Remember, we cannot even move this picture. So let's see if we can use this template with this picture and flip it. Maybe not so much. So for this person, we would need to either, if we want to keep this template, just go like this. See, this is an element which can be moved. You might move it this way, or decide to change template for this. But you can try with the animation. You can try with the flipping first. Again, here there is a filter. You can remove it, or you decide that you want to keep it because it was nice and sleek, and so you can keep that. You can also do this to make it better, make the picture a little bit smaller. Okay, there. So that's done. As I said, you can make many of these like we did before. If you find a template you like, you just reproduce this. You already have all your interviews ready. And so all you need to do now is just put in the people, go to their interviews, get the 40 or 50 words that highlight their experience, and then you're done. All right, so my time is almost over. I just leave 10 minutes here for the questions and answer, if there are any. So everything is clear?
Hi, this is Oscar here. I just want to know as to what questions you ask for your testimonials, if you could just line that up.
Yeah, the questions that I ask is one of the files that you will be receiving in the mail. I have put together, I don't remember if there are 12 or 14 questions, right. Different ones. Okay, I always ask, why did you join Toastmasters? Because that is the main question that people want to know. But then there are several different ones, otherwise the interviews are all the same. They would be boring. So they would be like, what did you get out of Toastmasters? If there's a brand new person, you might ask them, did you already do your icebreaker? Did you already try speaking in front of public in your club? Or if it's someone who's a seasoned Toastmaster who has a lot of experience, you might want to ask them if it's a DTM or as the sponsored clubs. You know, it depends on the persons. And so I put together a whole series of them. And the first one, everybody does. The other ones, they choose. They're free to choose which ones they want to do.
Okay, okay, got it, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've got another one. So initially, when you were presenting your screen, yes. We saw that your screen was actually part of your background. How did you do that? Because it actually looked very interesting to me.
Okay, that is a new function of Zoom. What you need to do is when you share your screen, you need to go in advanced, you need to choose advanced mode. And then there is a beta choice, and it's use PowerPoint. If you have a PowerPoint presentation, you can share the PowerPoint, and so it will go in a background of you, and you will be in the front.
Right, okay, okay.
Yes, it's a brand new Zoom feature. I think it's really neat. I like it.
Yeah, really, really nice. And it looked really good when you were presenting those slides. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Paula, I have a quick question about brand compliance because it's really important. You've stressed the colors and the fonts and so on, but we obviously can't use things like animals and food, and there's a whole list of things. So do you, how does one do you sort of police it to make sure it's brand compliant? Do you want to sort of comment on that?
Well, actually, I focus most on colors to be compliant and fonts. And then since I mostly use people, they are members, so there's no problem with that. As far as the inspirational quotes, I would not put a Toastmasters International logo in there because so you're free to choose. I mean, in my club's feed, I can choose to post also things that are not Toastmasters related, okay? Like inspirational quotes cannot can do without a logo, and so in that case you would be free to post pictures of mountains or flowers or whatever you want to post.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla, Paula, I want to ask you a question. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Is it possible to add link?
To add, sorry?
A link.
A link?
Yeah, a link. So for example,
you mean a link into your post? Yes, yes, it is possible. Yes, of course.
It is active. It's active. People can click on the link and they can open. Yes.
Yes, that's exactly it. There is a simple link symbol which you just click on and you put in the link, and the link can be put also on PDFs. So if you're going to be sharing PDF files, the link, and through the internet, of course, those links will work even in PDFs. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Yes, can I ask a question?
Hi, can you hear me, Paula?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, I am Kumar from the Mumbai Toastmasters.
Yes.
Now, while designing a post for, say, Facebook, Twitter, Insta, and LinkedIn, is there a different separate consideration? The first thing will be that, and the second question is also about the screen size. When it usually when we do earlier, we did posts and that were accessible only on laptops or a desktop. But today, these are mostly the handheld devices.
Yes, of course.
So,
Yes,
how do we do something that fits the screen of a mobile device, say an iPhone and Android both?
It's all taken care of. It's mobile friendly. So whatever you do on this in Canva will automatically fit any screen, both online, both the mobiles and also the computers. The only trick, I'm not showing it here today, but who's interested, I will send you all the instructions, is how to do Facebook covers that will fit the mobiles. Because if you do a Facebook cover using Canva's Facebook covers, it will only be okay on computers, on computer screens. It will not be okay, it will be off in mobiles. They have not fixed that yet. So, but there is a way of fixing that, and I can just write me an email. In fact, let me write my email here somewhere in the chat. I'll do that now. So you can contact me directly with questions if you have it.
For sure. Thank you so much for the training and the inputs, Paula. Yep.
Prepare the template for answering to all of us. So otherwise you will get thousands of emails.
There it is. That's my email. Just write to me and I will show you how to do the Facebook covers. But that's really the only one because all the rest of it is already taken care of and it's all mobile friendly, which is really, really good. The only advice that I would give is also to just keep your fonts pretty big. Don't go too small on the font when you're making a post because it may look fantastic on a computer screen, but then again on the mobile, it may read real small. So you might want to, make a little bit of a trial first so you see how wide you want your text to be well readable on mobiles, because it is true that most people now, maybe 80 or 90% of people go through social media on mobiles.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do we need to use different posts for Facebook, Instagram, and other social networks?
Yes. The reason for that is that each social has a different size that fits their post. So for instance, but this is very easy to see that if you look at Instagram, they are always square. Whereas Facebook, they're elongated, and on LinkedIn, they're even more so rectangular. And Canva takes care of all that for you. It used to be that people needed to know the pixels, and they needed to decide, their Canva size, etc. Canva does that automatically for you. So no problem. The only thing, as I said, they have not fixed the Facebook covers to be mobile friendly, but there is a way of going around that also. So that's it.
Paola, is there an easy way to change, for example, Facebook post for LinkedIn post, like by 1 click or 2 clicks?
Yes, there is, but that's only available on the professional platform. If you pay, on the paid account. On the paid account, it's really 1 click. You decide, you make whatever post you want, and then change your mind, and instead of putting it on Facebook, you're going to post it on Twitter maybe, or maybe you're going to post it on LinkedIn. All you need to do is go to resize, click, and it will resize it for everything. But it's not available on the free plan. That's one of the restrictions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Paula. I want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see in Canva have the insert music and video function. So when we use this function and how? Thanks.
Well, the video you can use also in the Facebook covers. You can use them in your posts. Facebook and Instagram allow for videos in their posts, so you can use them there. There's lots of free videos you can have a look at them. Just take some time and go through them. They're very interesting. Some of them are free, or else you can just upload your own and then work on your videos right into Canva and then use them for your posts. Yes, and then also you can animate text and you can animate things. In fact, before I leave you today, I'm going to show you one post that I did for Belgium, and it will have a little bit of that.
Can I ask another question?
Yes, please.
Does it make sense to purchase Canva Pro license? Does it provide many more features and opportunities?
That is not an easy question, because it depends on how much you work on Canva and on what you're going to do. Because everything that you saw here today was done on a free account. And even a lot more could have been done, which I haven't done because of time constriction, like animations and music and videos. It can all be done on a free account. So it depends, if maybe you're using Canva extensively, then you might want to consider, yes, because you could resize, you could use more templates and more pictures. You don't have to worry about the pictures being free or not. That really depends on you. It's 110 euros per year. It depends. Many clubs cannot pay that.
Hi, Paula. I would like to check or rather to clarify with you, if let's say we have all our text or the marketing materials all within the video or the poster itself, then what exactly would you recommend for us to put on our Facebook post? Because usually we will type some text before we actually publish together with the picture. So I'm just wondering, like, if recommend to have hashtags in Facebook.
Yes, okay, I'll start with the last one. Yes, I did not talk about hashtags. I use them all the time because they're very useful. As far as what you're going to write in your post, that depends. It's a description. So like you saw, let's take the interviews and the testimonials. What goes on the actual post is 40 words, maybe 50 maximum. The interview is 200, 250, maybe 300 words. It's much more interesting. It's much more complex. So what I usually do is I extract the main message from that particular testimonial and put it on the post as I just showed you. But then in the post itself, I will paste the complete interview so people can read it. And then it really depends on what you're going to share. But just a short description, if it's not an interview, just a short description of what you're doing. And if it's just an inspirational post, you might just write this week's inspiration. I would just do that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi. Hi, Paula. Thank you very much. I love the way you explained Canva. I'm already a big fan of Canva. But I want to comment something here on, like, whatever you talked about, it's useful for people like me who are visual learners and get the traffic about getting more guests and building the membership. But I find it difficult sometimes to keep our members engaged and motivated. So what I prefer to do or recommend in our club is to use the Canva or to use the specific picture to capture the message of the theme, and it upload it to the Easy Speak as well. And by doing so, I realized I kind of get the sense that a lot of our members tend to attend the meetings more often if we don't use the picture. So that's just something I wanted to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So you upload those posts also on Easy Speak.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wonderful. No, I never thought about that. That's a very good suggestion. Thank you. I think I will do that also. Yeah. Also, you can, if you have another one thing I did not talk about today is Google My Business. Most of us have a physical place where we meet. And Google My Business is excellent because it will, every time someone will Google Toastmasters in your area, you will be right there on top on the right-hand side of the page. And there you can also insert pictures, and you can, upload pictures and keep it, very up to date. And it will bring you a lot of people too. It has for us. And also you can put in reviews. Reviews are very important. If your club has 10, 15, 20 or more good reviews, for sure people are going to be more interested. That's another little thing. So are there more questions, or shall we close? Valentina, I'm asking you. You're the host.
Yes, I don't see other pictures. Sorry, I don't see other questions in the chat. So I think we can close it.
Okay, so I'll just share my screen for a second again, because as I said, I have a little present for you, for Belgium. And I'm going to play it here now. Just a sec. Let me do this. Okay. There it goes. That's it.
Oh, thank you,
Wow,
Paola.
that was wonderful, Paola.
Yeah.
Bravo!
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you, everyone.